Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time being here, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today I'll be showing you how you could achieve this simple template for rhinestones in Silhouette Studio. Now, I have been learning so much lately about Silhouette Studio. I did I did this template before, and this is the shirt that I am wearing, and I decided that I wanted to show you what I did, the process that I did to get a simple template like this one. So if that is something you're interested in, just continue watching. Okay guys, we are in Silhouette Studios Business Edition. In order to do the rhinestones or to get the features for the rhinestones, you will have to have the business edition. Here I have the business edition. So what I'm going to do, the first thing I am going to do, I am going to go over here on the left where I'm hovering. You see an A. I'm going to click on it. That's where you have your text. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on the text. I'm just going to click here so that I could write. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write love in bold caps. The next thing you're going to do, you're going to click off. Then you're going to click back on. And what you're going to do, you're going to go over here to the fill panel. You're going to click on it and you're going to change it to the color that you want it to be. I'm using red. Then I'm going to go over here to the line style panel. I'm going to click on it, go to line color, and I'm going to take off that line color that's around it. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do with it selected, I am going to go over here to the textile panel and I'm going to click on it. The font that I'll be using is one that is called Favor. Okay. When you're doing rhinestones, it's best if you use a thick font. You get better results with thick fonts. I'm using Favor. When I do that, I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to size my, I'm going to take it to the size that I need. I am going for about 11 inches. But if you notice, there's a lot of space up here and a lot of space down here. So it doesn't give you an accurate measurement of this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click. I'm going to go over here where it says ungroup and I'm going to ungroup it. If you notice it, the height, it comes closer. Then I'm going to select it again, okay? And I'm gonna group it. And then what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna size it. A while ago, it was 11 inches. Now that you ungrouped and took away all of those, you'll find that the width gets smaller. So I'm just gonna group it back to, take it back to 11, about 11 inches. Now you want to, so this is okay. You'll want to size your image first. Ensure that you have the correct size because this is very important. You cannot add your rhinestones and then go back and size again. You'll have to choose a size and just commit to it. So you'll do that before you start adding your rhinestones. Okay, so now that I'm happy with my size, I have 3.68. I'm gonna take it down just a little bit more to about 3.75, and that is okay. Now, what I'm gonna do, I want an heart. instead of having an O, having the O here, I'm going to put a heart there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna press ungroup. So when I press ungroup, I'm gonna take away my O, okay? I'm gonna move it out the way. I'm gonna go over here to the shapes, and I'm gonna choose a heart. And what I'm gonna do, I'm going to draw a heart right here. Okay, let me take away this one and let me try to see if I could fix this one. Oops, trying to get it straight. Okay, this looks okay. I'm gonna fix it. I think I should make it a little bit bigger. I'm gonna try and get it a little bit bigger. What I'm trying to do is to get it kind of proportional to, let me take away that O. So this looks okay. This looks okay to me. And what I'm going to do is, I think it looks better that way. I'm going to shift over this V a little bit. So I'm using my arrow key and I'm shifting over that V. Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the heart, I'm gonna go back over here to the fill panel, and I'm gonna change the heart to red, and then I'm gonna go back over here to my line panel, and I'm gonna take that line off. Okay, so now I have this. I think it looks quite okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to um, group it back together. So the size that I have is 11.078 by 3.679, which I believe it is quite fine. Let me just take it down to 3.733. Okay. Now that we have this and I'm happy with what I have, I am going to open my rhinestone panel. Okay. My rhinestone panel, you could go up here where it says panels, and you'll go down there, go and search for it here where it says rhinestones. However, I usually just go over here where there's an arrow and I click it and it looks like a little gem, and I'm gonna press open. Now let's analyze what these different sections are. So this is rhinestone effect. If I press this, the first one, then there are no rhinestones here. If I should press this one, then you'll see that it layers, it just outlines the word, which this looks cute, this looks nice, but that's not the look that I want. This one is called a linear fill. What a linear fill does is that it works best with lines. Linear means line, you know, a straight line. No, and then you'll have this one that is called a radial fill. A radial fill usually works best with circles. Okay, if you notice with the radial fill, it looks okay, but then it has a lot of space inside the heart, and there are some spaces inside the E and the V that we would have to go ahead and fix manually. So I think the best one that we could work with is the linear fill. If you notice, it fills it up. Let me take my zoom up a little bit more for you to see. Okay, so you see that the linear fill fills it up perfectly. There's something I realized before we go any further. I realized that the heart is a little bit higher than the V. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna ungroup again. I'm gonna click on the heart and I'm gonna take it down a little bit. Okay, and I think that is okay. So I'm gonna group it again. You'll notice these little things as you play around with it. So I'm gonna group it back. So we said that we were going with the linear fill, which I think is better than the radial fill. Okay, the next thing is the stone type. The most popular stone type is the 10SS stone type. So you have 6SS, the 10SS, the 16SS, and the 20SS. They're also called SS10 stones. So the most common ones are the SS10 or the 10SS stones. Now, the spacing, let's talk about the spacing. Silhouette Studio usually default to a 0.039 spacing, but you can totally adjust your spacing as you go on. In fact, in this case, I'm going to adjust the spacing. I'm going to change my spacing and bring the rhinestones closer together. And I'm going to use a 0.025. And what you'll find that it looks much better with this spacing, doesn't it? Okay. Now, you can also go ahead and use the freehand method to, apply your rhinestones. And you also have this that they call release stones. So if I should go ahead and um, let me release these stones, and I want you to see, notice what's happening. Let me take it up. I release the stones. What do you notice? That each of the stones have a little box around it, right? So it means then that I could go ahead, let me show you, and I could move any stone that I want. Okay, I could remove any stone that I want. So since I don't want to remove any stone, let me undo. But this will help you to put stones wherever you want. So I'm gonna go back here. Okay, I'm gonna group everything and I'm gonna group it back. I don't want the stones to be released because I think this looks beautiful already. Okay, so now you see that I can't move them anymore. Okay, all right, so let's go back to my rhinestone panel. And another thing that you need to pay attention to is the total amount of stones that you're going to use. In order to complete your project, you need to know how many stones you're going to need. This little section here tells you how many stones you're going to need. So this is telling me that I'm going to need 1,259 10SS stones to complete this project. Okay? So the next thing you're gonna do when you're happy with your design, let me zoom down a little bit. When you are happy with your design, the next thing you're gonna do, you're going to select everything. You're gonna go over here and you're gonna make it a compound path. Okay? So you're gonna make it a compound path. The reason why you make it a compound path, because when you are gonna upload it into Cricut Design Space, you want it to upload as a layer. You want it to be upload as a layer. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back over here and I'm gonna click on the color fill and I'm gonna set it back is to save your design. So because I use Cricut Design Space to cut out my stones, then you're going to need to know the width and the height. You're gonna find something to write it down. To write down the width and the height of my 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 design. So the width is 11.208 and the height is 3.732. The reason why you want to do that is because when you sometimes when you upload in Cricut Design Space, it comes in too small, and then you'll have to know the exact shape of this. You'll have to know the exact shape of this design, because when it goes to cut out, it can distort the holes that are there if you don't know the correct shape. So now that we have written down the size of this design and we're happy with it, it doesn't need any adjustment. We're gonna go over here where it says File, go to Save Selection, and I'm gonna save this to my hard drive. So I am going to save this as Love Mel, okay? And then you're gonna want to save this as an SVG file. And then I'm going to press OK. So what I'm gonna show you now how you upload it into Cricut Design Space and to ensure that you have the correct size. Okay guys, so I hope you were able to follow along with what I did. If you have any comments or any questions or any concerns, just leave them in the comment section and I'll be happy to help you with it. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to bring the file in Cricut Design Space, how to set up your cutting, do your cutting settings, and how to brush your rhinestone in and press them. So until we meet again, I'll see you soon. Bye.